The Rome Parks and Recreation Committee meeting of September 15th, 2025 to order. Roll call from my left.
Evenson here.
Boltman here.
Reese here.
Krieger here.
Donegan here.
Reppin here.
Number 3 on the agenda, certify the posting of the meeting.
I certify that on Friday, September 12th, 2025, the agenda for the Town of Rome Parks and Recreation Committee meeting for Monday, September 15th, 2025 was posted at the following locations: Rome Town Hall, 10:01 a.m., Quick Trip LLC, 10:05 a.m., Nakusa Port Edward State Bank, 10:11 a.m., posted on the Town of Rome website on Friday, September 12th, and emailed to the Wisconsin Rapids Tribune on Friday, September 12th, 2025.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Also move.
I'll second.
All right, so motion's approved, and next one is Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda is citizen comments. Do we have any tonight?
Comments.
All right, thank you. All right, for the following items, no action is contemplated except possible referral to a future agenda. Does anyone have any informational updates, meeting recaps, recent correspondence, current events, or announcements?
I just want to remind everybody this Friday at Hoozles, they're having that cancer fundraiser. It's called the No Run Rock Out 0K and concert. They're going to have Boogie and the Yo-Yos. It should be a lot of fun, and it's for a good cause.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have
Okay.
anything.
I have nothing.
All right, I have nothing.
Nothing.
I just want to remind people that the Lake Camelot's monthly meeting is this Saturday at 9:30 in the lodge.
All right, thank you. Number 8, discussion only, updated 2025 Parks and Recreation budget. There was no change from last meeting that we went over it, and so I just wanted to let you know, because we'll be looking at expenditures, that we still have $76,516.
Good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, the next items, discuss and possible action of the following items. Number 9, status and possible recommendation of driveway estimates for the band shell area of the Rome Town Center for bands and food trucks. And Cody, I believe you were collecting those?
Yes, I did collect some estimates to get this project rolling. I received one estimate per category of items that need to be addressed there. One's electric, the other is sprinkler system, and the third would be the driveway itself.
Okay.
I got a quote for roughly $12,130 for the driveway. That's stonework. I did the sprinkler moving, came in at $650.
$650?
Yes.
Okay.
And the electrical quote, these are for 8 combined power receptacles, 30 amp RV plugs with GFCIs. These will be mounted on posts. The trenching, splice box, saw cutting a section of the concrete, which will have to be repaired. Installing surface mount conduit, and then running everything to the units themselves. It came in at $14,944.
So that was just one estimate for each one. Okay.
That's what I got back.
Thank you.
Are these all different contractors, I take it then?
Yes.
And availability on any of them? Do they have a time frame at all?
We would be looking in the spring if we were going to do it.
Okay. Perfect.
Have you worked with all of the vendors before?
I have.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion on that?
Who are the individual vendors?
One is Hoffman Trucking, the other is Econ, and Olson Hall Sprinkler.
Okay. Those are all reputable places, absolutely.
I think Econ just bought somebody out.
Yeah. Well, if nobody has any objections of not waiting for other estimates, I'd say we can, make a motion to go ahead with getting these guys on the calendar for the spring.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
I'll second it.
Okay.
I guess that was
All
fine.
right. Okay. Motion approved. So Cody,
We're gonna go with them,
yeah.
Cody, so thank you.
Does this have to go to the board to be approved?
Yes, it
Yes.
does.
Yep. Yep, if you want to make those copies, or make copies and we'll present them, and it'll go on the next agenda, or Robbie can put it on there into the packet for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so then, item number 10, finalize recommendations for Rome Town Center additions in 2025, such as possible shade structures, games, and other features. So tonight, I believe we were going to try to,
I did the doggy waste bags.
Okay.
So I got the prices down. It's just a matter of deciding which ones that you want to go with.
Okay.
Because there's a couple of different options. I gave you the pricing there on them, and then,
thank you.
there we go. And I also went off of Amazon.
Oh, there we go, why not?
In comparison. And, so I wrote those pricings down there, but I did
Okay.
do printouts of them here, of what they would look like, and what the bags, for replacement bags to go into this one had just boxes that you put in, and you can just pull them out, but, so there was Barco, and then there was Amazon.
Okay,
So, but they all come with the posts, everything we would need to have the doggy waste stations. And so then when you multiply how many we decide on 4 or 5,
think it was
whatever it was that we decided to put in. And so then you'd have to multiply time each
Right.
to put out there. So, it's just a matter of what, Amazon wasn't bad. I did take that company and I went out directly onto their website. They are commercially designed, so that's not a bad option.
And that's for zero waste or Barco?
Yes, Zero Waste is the name of that company.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of them before, but I did look them up.
Sure.
And then, so my thought process was, as time goes on and we have to reorder bags, or we have to keep ordering more, what will be the easiest way to find the right size container and bags to put back in there again? And so that's why I did one off the Barco and then one off the Amazon, so that you can see that the bags can be interchanged. The one that I chose from the Barco is just plain boxes like you would get out of just cardboard boxes that, I don't know, and then they would just pop out the holes. So I don't know if there's a way to get anything else. I did go out and look at different strengths of bags. I don't think it needs to be anything fancy for a dog waste bag. But a lot of people have their own bags, so, but it's just a matter of having that nice garbage can there. And then the garbage can liners are also expensive, but I went with the 13-gallon cans, because then you can use 13-gallon trash bags. Commercial, just, I don't know.
buy off the shelf kind
Yeah,
of,
you can buy type of thing right off of that without having to get special ones. So that's the reason why I chose the ones that I did, just to try to keep it, it's a 13-gallon trash bag, so, yeah.
Right, right.
And you can go lightweight, you can go heavy.
Yeah.
I guess it's gonna depend on just maybe the time of year too, of what you wanna put out there. But,
Who does the trash pickup, us or a contractor?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, so Cody should have a say in this, because you'll
Yes.
be,
right,
aesthetics will be something to we'll want something that looks nice.
Yeah,
Put it down to the.
the photocopies didn't do great on, I don't have a color printer, but,
What were your thoughts, Cheryl, when you looked at the products? Did you have,
you know,
Which one looks?
I didn't see a need to go into the fancy one with the wooden and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
the wooden base or anything like that. And that's why when I went off of Amazon and I saw that these kind of pretty well looked the same, I guess as long as I think the one was aluminum versus,
One of them is, yeah.
yeah, I thought aluminum, I don't know, would you recommend aluminum versus steel?
Aluminum doesn't rust.
That's right?
This one says
Yeah.
rust proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one says rust proof, and so that's why I was kind of thinking
Yeah.
a little more towards that. Mm-hmm. So I was just kind of trying to give you guys some options of what your thoughts would be on that. And I don't think you need to put concrete or anything down. I think you just drive them into the ground. I think that's all you need to do, because it's not,
it's not heavy.
you know, it's not that heavy. It's just a matter of making sure there's no lines underneath there. We'd have to have call the 811 or whatever they call it over to mark the spots. We just have to decide on the spots.
So the zero waste was at the Amazon?
Yes.
Yeah, is that
Yeah.
interesting? Yeah. And it came with a sign and
Mm-hmm. Came with a
everything?
sign,
yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Everything you'd need.
Yeah.
I like the price better than Barco.
It is
Yeah.
definitely better price. Yep.
Okay.
What about the dispenser? Okay, Doug, wait.
See, it's up
Yeah.
on the top of the.
Total price $415, $245 plus the bags and this. But yeah, still $245. And it
this-
shows
was
the
this one
dispenser
here?
to sign in.
That, it's got the sign, it's got the place for that, and it's got the garbage underneath. It just comes with the 200
I don't know,
days
maybe it was-
and it's on the initial one. This is aluminum, so it won't
Sure.
rust. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It has a 10-year warranty, so, and I just thought it was a really good versus what I was finding in these books here. I was like,
Yeah.
well, what the heck, I guess, I mean,
Yeah.
That's
saving a little bit of money.
Right.
Thinking outside of the box. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Well, so
So, I mean,
Yeah.
which one, once we decide, then I can do the math, and then we'd have to take that in front of the board as well, but just have to decide which one and which direction and how many for sure we wanted, so.
yeah.
I'm convinced on the Amazon one, simply because it's just about half price of
That makes
Barco.
sense.
And it's aluminum.
Yeah.
Yeah, things rust.
What do you think, Cody? Do you think it's a,
You're good
it's
with
a
that?
go to
Sounds
have
good
those
to
in
me.
there?
Sure.
Not gonna be a big problem? Okay.
Is that something we want to go ahead with this fall and
We
install them?
could, we could. They said we can have them, I don't know about getting them installed, that's up to this guy there, but we can get everything here. Because we do have to decide where to put them and
Yeah.
get it marked before we could pound them in.
Right. Well, we were thinking 2 at the band shell or 3 at the band
One
shell.
on each side or something
Yeah.
like that, or just make sure along the walkway for sure,
And
by
then
the
one up-
gazebo.
Yeah. And then one by the splash pad, perhaps?
Somewhere in the, I mean, when
I'm-
I see people walking their dogs, I'm seeing them parking kind of in between the gazebo and the band shell. They park in there and then they're doing the lap around the whole area.
Yeah.
So,
It wouldn't hurt to have one if they're not ugly. You know, if we're discreetly placed,
yeah,
we could have 3 around the walking path, one on each side, maybe one down at the end. I don't know, and 2 more at the gazebo area.
I would recommend if we're gonna put them somewhere, you'd put them in a place that is not next to where people are going to be sitting.
Okay.
Right, because of the
Yeah,
smell.
Right,
Yes.
right.
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 So, on the corner.
Yeah, some kind of
Corner.
corner.
Out
I
in the
mean,
corners.
this is kind of what they would look like
Yeah.
outside,
Yeah. Yeah.
so.
What about 2 up on the north end, 2 in the middle, let's say roughly the band shell area,
Okay,
and then 2 down towards the south end, where the big open field is.
the Great Lawn area,
Yeah, the Great Lawn.
so 6 instead? Just one on each side of the, we're talking like one on each road type of thing?
Yeah, 1 on each
Halfway.
side.
One on each side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
so
makes
6.
sense.
Okay, all right.
And that should put it away from any sitting area.
The tough spot would be in the gazebo area, because there's a lot of seating area there.
Well, if you got it down towards the south end of the great grass area, out towards the sidewalk, it should be.
Well, the gazebo area, maybe we don't,
And if we're in the middle, that puts us by the gazebo or the band shell. That puts us in that neck of the woods. And up on the north end, that's okay. The splash park area, and that's away from sitting too.
I'd recommend them putting on corners, like I was saying. If you're gonna do 6, 5, put them on a corner at intersections.
okay.
Keep them away from people. Plus, when we go to pick this stuff up, we're not
Yep.
driving all over the
Yeah.
lawns.
Right, absolutely.
Good point.
My only, it's when we, the area by the band shell, not the band shell, but the gazebo, there's no way to put it into the, I mean, it's all blacktop, and we have to kind of go up on the inside of the sidewalk?
No, yeah, on the inside of the sidewalk.
Okay, all right,
Yes.
perfect. All right, that's cool, thank you.
Okay.
So 6 of them should, I'll get that onto the agenda for the, all right.
All right, so,
Right.
do I have a motion to
I
go ahead with this project?
Motion that we go ahead with the purchasing of 6,
I'll second.
Okay, motion approved.
what do we call them? Doggy waste stations.
Doggy waste stations, I got it.
Do you want to give us a chance to vote? Just say
Yeah. That would be
all in
good.
favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Get ahead of us.
That makes it official.
Right.
That's good,
Right.
thank you. All right,
And then somebody else was doing chairs, or no, tables?
I got bike racks.
Oh, bike
Bike
racks,
racks, yeah.
okay.
okay.
I wondered.
So this is from Uline, and they had a 9 bike capacity. This is commercial grade where it's made for parks and schools, 78 pounds. It's black powder paint. They're $550 each. I didn't make any copies, so we're gonna have to pass that down.
How do they, do they get attached to the ground somehow?
That one would be just sitting on the ground.
Be freestanding.
Freestanding?
Then I
Okay.
also have another one that's called the Loop, and that's a 5-rack bike one, and that one you'd have to anchor it into the ground.
And how much is that
And
one the
that one's
difference?
$515 each.
Versus 550.
Yeah. And Uline would charge $110 basically to ship that
Each one?
for each one.
So if we got, okay.
Well, if you ordered 2, it'd be just
So
Same
so
price.
it would be
It'd be
just,
just-
it'd be one shipment,
a shipment for 2
$110.
pieces.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are we worried about anybody walking off with a bike rack?
No,
That one happens to be 78 pounds, so it's the ones on Amazon, which are a lot cheaper. They're only 38 pounds.
Oh.
So that's
Really,
I think
that's
that's
why
the
you have to
difference. That's why they're
anchor,
cheaper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is made for more of a park and schools, they say. So
Cody, what do you think? Do you think the heavier duty one that's just set down is an option?
I would say that'd probably be the best option.
Okay.
My question is are people going to use a bike rack? Most people have kickstands on their bike. I'm not saying that it wouldn't get used, I'm just asking a question.
Just for locking up, I think, for security purposes. I think that's the reason why they would want to.
Gotcha.
For those that want to go spend a day in the park, but they don't want to worry about their bike leaving,
Gotcha.
type of thing.
Leaving before them?
Right.
or riding their bike down to the farmers market. They can.
market.
They don't have to worry
That's what I
about it.
was thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
They can just lock it up and walk around, yeah.
Okay.
I would rather not have to anchor anchor one.
Yeah.
I like
Right.
the idea of just placing it
Yeah, I
and,
think it's heavy enough, right?
If we wanted to go with the one that is in the ground, do we even have a place that would be ideal for that?
it would have to go near the splash pad, I would think, to not take up too much space. Because aren't vendors and everybody else in all the other areas?
One that you don't bolt down, you could obviously put in grass if you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can move it
You can be
around.
moved,
Yeah, right.
right?
If you bolt it down, it's there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's there to stay.
And you were thinking 2 of them? Or do you
Yeah.
start with one and see
Or we
how
can
much
start
they're
with just
used?
one. It's, see how it goes. I don't know.
I personally think one is probably enough to
Probably
start,
enough to
just to
start.
see.
Yeah.
Just to see.
Just to see how it goes, yeah.
And then it's always good. I mean, you could always sell it.
Because you got the
someday,
bike trail
decide
coming
not
right
to,
there too off kind of Rome Town Square there too, which is,
Yeah, I think we will see more bike traffic when that is done,
In the
but
bike path.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
whether they'll still use that or not, I'm not sure, but probably.
Okay. Well, between the two, are we looking at, do we need to vote on the options, or are we all comfortable with the 78-pound freestanding structure?
I'm comfortable
so.
with that
With
one.
that one.
Okay. Well, could I have someone make a motion to, for ordering one single-sided grid bike rack, 9-bike capacity, from Uline?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
All right.
Of course.
Could I have a vote, please? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. No, anybody opposed? No. Okay, motion carries. So,
We'll need to put that in front of the board as well then, too,
Yeah.
with the dollar amounts written down, so that, give it to Robbie, or to Robbie, and we'll get it on the, it won't be this week, we'll have to wait 2 weeks. This agenda, I thought I was losing it. I didn't get this one in my email, so I was frantically,
Right.
thought I was missing something for Thursday, because I got so much with budget meetings. There's just a lot going on in work. I'm just a little crazy. So I just said, Wendy, and she's like, no, it's just, I'm not done yet. I'm like, oh, sorry. Literally, I just thought I was losing it. I mean, okay, good. Yeah, we'll just wait for the next one to come on that. All right,
What's
cool.
going on with subcommittee? I haven't heard anything on that.
Which one?
Rome Town Center?
Yeah.
It's going full swing, as far as I know.
He's supposed to be
Done it.
on it.
Yeah, I'm supposed to.
So nobody's got, do you know where they're at
Nobody's-
with that? Because on the last board meeting, we just approved Tom Gabriel as the business person. Oh, and then there was one other person, so we'll have to make a note here to ask
Okay.
City Subcommittee.
Because they were waiting to fill all
Yeah, they wanted to get, so before they go any further, all those positions. Yeah. But I
Sure.
know we just did Tom Gabriel, I know that, so I'm afraid I don't,
I think it was Tom Wright, that the other one was.
Oh, okay.
Tom Wright.
yes. All right,
So in other words, we got Tom-Toms on the subcommittee?
Tom-Toms,
Tom.
all right. I made a note, we'll check into that and see what's going on.
Okay.
So we covered bike racks and waste stations.
Mm-hmm.
It is correct, it is Thomas Wright.
Shade structures.
Yeah.
Shade structures, I think, should definitely be thought of that should be one of our priorities for in the spring.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Do we, and I never saw any in those books for shade structures.
There were some flies,
The shade sails.
sales.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sails.
Sales.
So I know on the last town center park master plan, they had, where are they? They had, how many of them? They're called shade sails, I think. Shade sail. They had 2 of them listed for $20,000 each.
Whoa.
Does that include the posts?
I think that, I mean, because they were as if that was, that's installed probably too.
Probably even
Yeah.
installed, okay.
I think that's how they listed all their pricing.
Oh, okay.
Is the post wood or galvanized steel?
I think it's steel, isn't it? Painted steel?
I think
We
it
have
is.
some out.
There is
small-
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the same that's at the splash pad now?
I don't know
Similar?
that it's
It has
the
to be
right
similar,
idea. I think
yeah.
they were
Right,
bigger.
right,
They were
okay.
much bigger, the ones that they had
Because that's
on the
steel and-
plan. I don't know if they're shown on
Or
the plan.
aluminum, whatever.
How would we find out who the manufacturer is of the ones by the splash pad? Would we have a purchase order somewhere?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, that might be helpful just to see if that same vendor has something a little larger that we could match. Mhm. We were looking to put those near the band shell, is that right, to help out a little bit?
I think on the west side of the band shell so that it shades during concerts. And then maybe one just to the east a little bit to shade the ADA area if we wanted to do that.
Yeah.
It was my thought. I'm open to other suggestions, but.
I'd say as far as space-wise, that's probably pretty
Right.
good.
Yeah.
I think there maybe needs to be another one by the splash pad,
More
Yeah.
by the splash pad.
because that one gets.
It gets pretty hot there for the kids,
It gets
yeah.
pretty hot.
They use that one a lot over there,
Yeah,
that's
it-
currently
it
there?
Fills up fast.
Okay.
Okay.
And eventually we'll have tree shading, but obviously right now they're small, so.
Yeah, I don't think it would need to be as big of one.
Yeah, maybe match the one that's,
Right.
yeah. Well, next meeting, could we get maybe the vendor and, okay, perfect. Then we can do a little more
I can do a little searching on more images of what they had here so that people can get a visual.
Okay.
All right. Excellent. Thank you.
And did anybody look into any tables or anything like that yet? Or no? Or is that something we want to look?
I did make notes when I had the packet. There was some really
Yeah,
cool
yeah,
stuff
Yeah,
on
there was
there,
some,
yeah.
those were the loose ones that were in there that they had taken out. Because I think that at least a set of bag boards or a couple sets of bag boards would be at least
Right.
a good way to start.
Weren't we
I
gonna go
think
with like
bags.
checker tables?
Yep, and one of those would be awesome too.
Do you think people would use it?
What's your input, Cody, cement? They had some that
Those
were
would get
cement
used.
with.
It'd be like
And
permanent,
maybe, I
permanent
don't know, maybe
Yeah.
just one of them.
structures that
Or
are
those, I don't know.
Would be best.
I guess I would
I can
recommend
do without that.
something that's dual purpose.
That's cool, but maybe we wait on that one.
Tables out, make them
These are cool
checkerboard.
too.
Yeah.
You can use them both ways, right?
No,
Yeah.
I'm
afford it.
just talking
Couple
about
of
their
these
method of
and,
manufacturing.
couple of these
These are
and maybe one
concrete.
of them.
How long will that last before it falls apart?
Well,
What would the maintenance of
Those are all
something like that be?
toys.
Just leave it alone? Okay.
That's the theory, yeah.
two
I
sets
like the
of cornhole.
four-seater the best.
I did too.
Were you looking at the checker?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I like that one too.
Yeah, it could be used as just seating if they don't sit and play checkers or chess at it, so.
Everybody likes doing cornhole.
Yes,
That's a big one.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
I mean,
It's easily trimmed around. It's got a lip all the way, yeah, an edge. It's cement as well.
So if we're looking at 12,000, 650.
The only
Yeah, see, we got
question I
this
have
one,
is
too.
where would they fit?
it might be a little hard to get in and
Well,
out of.
I
Yeah.
kind of had them over on this
And
side,
this is
but they
what I
could be
was
on this side too.
concerned
But
with.
now we've got food truck area over here.
This versus,
Maybe we put them
Here,
over there and
this
put
is,
shade
putting a lateral.
kind of in between there and the splash pad, so it can be used for both.
That's a good idea.
That's where, this is just, you're sitting on it.
So the bike rack was $550 plus 110 shipping, right?
The bike, yeah,
$550 plus 110.
right, exactly, yep,
So 660.
yep.
I'm just kind of writing down some rough numbers,
Yep.
what we're up to so far.
So again, going back to the town center park master plan, they had game tables. They had 4 of them on there, but the cost per is $3,200 each for the cement game tables. Bag toss, they had 2 sets of those, $1,500 each. Ping pong table, they had 2 of those for $6,000 each.
I know the price has gone up, so I was looking at them. 'Cause right now, we're at around 30,000 with,
Okay.
with the parking lot, the electrical for the food court, the bike rack, and the doggy waste.
Okay.
We're just right around 30,000. Then we gotta do shade, and so and we're looking at about 76 we have to work with, right? So we still got a little bit in there. We just have to know kind of, what do you think the ballpark on the shades would be if we did?
Like I said, they're saying
They're saying
$20,000
$20,000
apiece.
So then we might not be able to get tables
Right,
Yeah.
right now at this year.
right.
So maybe,
Do a little more research on the shade and then see where we're at.
Yeah,
Yes.
sounds good.
and then we can look at the tables the next time. All right. Just make sure we stay in that budget.
Yeah.
Robbie says, please.
All right. All right, the next item for discussion is the Vibrant Spaces Grant. And I think Cody or Robbie had some information on that.
So the Vibrant Spaces Grant, we originally had thought that that was a one-time thing, but it actually is a, something we can apply for it again.
Oh, wow.
That's excellent.
And
I mean, no guarantees because we've already received money, but there is money in the pool right now, so.
And so it's available to, I mean, and once and done is not it, huh? That's cool.
correct.
That'd be awesome.
So the thing about it is it has to be used for a public year-round type setting. So something that someone can use to bring people outside.
Okay?
So building improvements are out. What are the other ones? If it's a, like shade structures could be covered under something like that. More bike paths, development.
Disc golf, hiking trails?
Food trucks, the parking space for the food trucks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
They really favor food trucks.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, that's even better.
That's
That
good,
would,
yeah.
yeah.
And it's a $50,000 grant.
Wow.
Okay.
The town has to match a percentage, which the town would have to match 12,500.
Okay.
So,
When is it due?
what does it do?
When is it, when
When?
is it? Yeah,
The sooner we get it in, the better.
Yeah.
okay.
So it's due by the end of the year, but if we can get it in, looked at faster.
And so for the town match, we can take it out of our budget, right? Okay, perfect. All right.
And we're already planning to do the food truck thing, so is that like an advantage? Because we have like a
Yeah.
ready to
We've already
go
got it.
plan.
I've already got a plan and estimate.
The
Yeah.
shading would be a thing also, so that would go towards your $20,000,
Okay.
$40,000.
So we need to make a decision on that next meeting so that that can be added to that grant. Okay,
Okay,
We'd apply for it.
Perfect.
okay,
that's
All
good
right.
news. Thank you.
Awesome.
yes.
Thank you. Yes, that's awesome news. Thank you.
Great.
All right, so the next item for discussion is the disc golf and walking trails project at Chester School Forest. So I've been in contact with several people, including Randy Schulker, who's was someone I had contacted a couple years ago when the project first came up for discussion. He's a board member for the Wisconsin Disc Golf Association, and he's designed many of the disc golf courses in the area, including the ones in the Stevens Point area. Just to go back a little bit, I contacted Wood County Parks and Forestry. I spoke to Chad Schooley, who's the director, and he said that for them, they worked with volunteer groups for the North and South Wood County parks, and so that group was responsible for their initial design and continued support. It seems that most of the communities that have disc golf have a very active Friends of Disc Golf program, kind of like draft,
Okay.
to support the parks. Typically, as far as what's the maintenance of it, they have to have the grass mowed about 4 times a year in the quote-unquote fairways. Randy has designed, and he supports the development and ongoing upkeep of the courses. He said that he's currently working on a park under construction at the Little Prover River Golf Course, and he said that if we were interested, we could, stop by and just see what one under construction looks like. He wasn't able to make tonight's meeting. He's out of town, but when I reminded him of what the project was, he said, 40 acres, that sounds great. And I said, well, we'd want to incorporate walking and hiking trails in there too. He said that shouldn't be a problem. He asked if I could send him via email a map of the school forest, and we do have a couple different versions with the topography in it too, showing some of the variations. Just to kind of go over the process from the last time is that they review the photos of the proposed property with the lot lines. He would walk the course to get an idea, and he suggested that we'd contact, he has worked with Ken Glazer, who's a state forester with the Almond Bancroft School Forest. They identified trees and undergrowth of the design, and he suggested that once what we wanted to keep and get rid of was identified, we could maybe even hire a logger to come in and take the wood. So I think that's an option. Randy would charge for the design. Back when I initially contacted him, it was a couple $100 a hole. I think what we need to, as a group, decide is, do we want it as a recreational course or something that would be morphed into a championship course, which adds a lot more money because there's more to it.
How many holes are on a championship? 18?
Well, it's not so much that. I think it's just more.
The way they're designed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The quality of the tee box and the nets, whatever you call them.
Yeah. But what I'd like to maybe, again, if Randy would be available for next month's meeting, either have him zoom in, or come here.
That'd be awesome.
And if we could maybe have a kind of just think about what kind of questions you'd like to ask them. I want, obviously the process, make sure it's clear in how we'd want it and what we're comfortable with. Maybe ask them the questions, what's the difference between, and the advantages for us between a recreational or a competitive or a tournament style course, that sort of thing. So.
Okay.
I'm not aware of a lot of people out here that disc golf. I know
They
a
travel.
couple. I know they travel.
Huge community.
Yeah, and I know of many people in Rapids that do that, and then they go all over and they travel. But out here, as I said, she said they have community support, so I just wasn't sure what groups we'd have out here to kind of step in and help with that.
To help with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that there's going to be hiking trails, then,
That's huge.
draft could help
Right.
with,
Yeah.
we could get together, maybe even a subset of our group that's interested in the disc golf, I think. I mean, we have a lot of examples of community working with the town of Rome. Look at the dog park people.
Yeah,
That's,
absolutely.
those jobs are shared with the town and the volunteers. Even the library has the Friends of the Library. They have the Master Gardeners. So, I mean, those things happen all over town. So we, and I think Visit Rome at one point was working on a database of volunteers. So,
Wow.
so
That's
yeah,
great, yeah.
so we can always lean on them to see what they've got too. So
So I guess for next meeting, if you just kind of think of what type of questions that, you'd like to ask Randy, and I'll let Robbie or Taylor know if he'll be able to make it, so and if not, we'll continue on with a.
Okay.
Okay.
That's awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
search.
Okay. So the item 13, discussion and possible action, was Highway 13 dog sign for dog park. Cody, you had something on that?
The sign has been ordered, and we are awaiting its arrival.
Hey,
That's awesome.
excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's good news. That is
That's very good news.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, item 14, next agenda items, which we just kind of summarize what we have to come back to, circle back
Yeah.
around. Okay. All right. I think we've covered the driveway estimate agenda.
Yep.
We're going to need to get some information on the shade sails that we used before for the Rome Town Center. And do we want to nail down some prices then for the corn, what do you call them?
Corn rolls?
The games.
We-
Or should we wait?
We can get the pricing. It wouldn't hurt to get the pricing on it.
Okay.
Because we want to wait and see about the grant or
Yeah.
whatever the extra money's going to be. Visit Rome's part of the grant has to be used for the town center. So we can't put that somewhere else in the
Right.
town.
Yep,
I can't take it to the disc park or whatever, it has to,
Right.
it has to be
Right.
it's
there.
dedicated, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's only 25 that we would have to be able to move someplace else. So if the grant comes in, maybe we could also think of maybe something else
Right.
that we could put over there in that area too.
Well, I don't mind just collecting the prices for the cornhole and the checkers table, and what was the third one? Oh, we can't do the sales until we get the vendor information.
And
Okay.
Vibrant Spaces, does that also cover ADA compliance? Okay.
That would be a nice one to
'Cause-
get done too.
Yeah, so 'cause that's something that we need to think about a
Yep.
little bit too, getting some extension on that to get for the folks over there to a little more ADA compliance.
I agree.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
Okay. And then disc golf. Also, keep that on the agenda. Any other items? Okay. So then, the next meeting, October 20th, 2025, does that work with everybody's schedule? Okay. So with that being said, it's, what is it? 5:45, meeting adjourned.